Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection Target exclusive Andros in Disguise. So this is one that was announced way long ago. I can't even remember when, but it was on one of the Fan First Friday live stream events for the Hasbro Power Rangers team. So they announced this figure but gave zero information on it. I don't even think they had said that it was a Target exclusive. I believe there was a leak listing that led everyone to believe that this would be a Target exclusive. It turns out that was the case. Then it became available online, and then some stores had an expected arrival date of sometime. I want to say this was all back in July that, you know, there was an expected arrival, but nothing happened. It came up online. We saw the listing. It was never in stock. But if you set the notification, say, hey, remind me, let me know when it's in stock. About a week ago maybe or so, people got the notification, ordered it, and Target did ship it. From what it looks like to me, it's going to be an online exclusive only. Now, I don't actually know that, but based on the online listing for this from Target.com, it does not have an option whatsoever to view stores or to check stock in stores to see if they might have it. That leads me to believe that it's going to be an online only, but we have zero information on that. That's just my speculation. So I will have a link in the video description below. So when you get in there, make sure to set that reminder so you get the notification when this guy goes back in stock, because he's been going in and out for the last week. But I am excited for this figure. We have soft goods, which is really cool. This was from the opening scene of the first episode of Power Rangers in Space, where Andros infiltrates like a villains meeting and all this and that. It was really cool. I don't think it's a figure that's necessary at all, but I really like the concept of it. And In Space seems to be something that Hasbro is really focusing on. You know, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, MMPR, of course, they're going to do that. In Space was a huge, important season, so it's nice to see that it's getting some love, and we're gotten all the figures, and almost at this point, the entire team is completed. Wave 10 is out. However, the Pink Ranger Cassie has not been found anywhere yet. GameStop has not shipped her. The blue 2-pack with TJ and the Psycho Silver just came out. I will be reviewing this one next. So In Space is really rounding out. So here we take a look. We have Andros in the Disguise. I don't remember seeing that on his outfit from that episode, but I really don't remember a whole lot of it. You know, I think the cloak he had covering himself the whole time. Here we have a digital render of the figure. Looks like that. So I'm pretty excited. Let's hurry up and get this out of the package. Okay, so here's the Andros figure out of the package. So I just kind of rewatched that opening scene to kind of understand this figure a little bit more. It doesn't actually make sense, does it? Now, his hands at times it showed were in fact black, but when the cape and hood was taken off of him, he was in his Red Ranger suit, and when he was fighting, you actually saw like his leg and his white boots and stuff. So this figure doesn't really make sense unless I'm missing something and it wasn't from that first original opening scene. Maybe I am. I know in Lost Galaxy he also, when the In Space Rangers first had made an appearance in Lost Galaxy, I think he was wearing the coat, you know, the jacket when he met up with Leo, but I don't remember if he was in the disguise or not. So I'm really thrown off by this figure right now. It's cool, you know, I don't mind getting more figures, but this one just is a little bit odd and doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. So he has like this whole black outfit and stuff, and looks kind of cool, but it also uses a different body from the In Space Rangers. It uses a smaller upper torso, I believe. It's actually the same body. It just, for whatever reason, I guess black is, you know, really slimming. It makes it look like a smaller upper torso. But it is essentially the same. But when Goldar ripped this off of him, this is how he looked. So why do we have this figure? I don't really understand, and so it's all weird. Now, I know the black helmet, they included this as just for fun. In fact, on the live stream, they had said it, you know, they just thought it was fun to include it. But because it's just all black, we don't get any of the special markings or anything like the In Space helmets do. So no silver over the mouth plate or anything like that. You can't tell the visor, because I didn't realize this before, but it's completely painted on, where some of the other Rangers, you know, all those lines and stuff would kind of be sculpted. This helmet, for the most part, is a pretty smooth helmet. Not a whole lot going on for it. You can see some like vents there, the round portion sculpted on there, but the visor and everything like that would have been just part of the paint and not the design of it. But it looks kind of cool. I just wish that there was some differentiation to see where the visor could be. So it looks a little bit odd in my opinion from that. So let's pop this Andros head off of there and let's pop this helmet head on there to see how this figure looks. Now the figure itself, the all black, is kind of a matte color, so the helmet is really shiny and throws it off. But you know what? I actually think that looks kind of cool. It just doesn't really match anything, but you know, if you wanted to create your own special kind of Ranger type of deal, that could work out pretty good, I guess, you know. But anyway, looking at the accessories, he has the drill sword. I forget what it's called, but he has that here. This should be the same that we got in the 2-pack with Astronema. He has open, like holding hands out of the package. Then here he has this right hand, which I think this is the, like the Let's Rocket hand, so it's pointing. Then we have a fist for the left. We get his Astro Blaster here. We have this you know, blasting effect. I don't think this ports on into the blaster, so this would be something that would go on to the end of the drill. But I don't remember the drill being any kind of blaster. It was more used more like a sword, unless I'm incorrect on that. But that can port on there like so. But we also get like this lightning effect that could work for this. I mean, it's a little big, but you can kind of fudge it, I guess. There, and then of course the soft goods cape and cowl hood, and that looks pretty good. Something a Jedi would wear. So let's get in for a closer look at the figure. Okay, so an up close look here is the Andros head. It is the same that we got in the 2-pack with Astronema, but it has a little bit shinier plastic to it. So I actually prefer the 2-pack version because it kind of has a little bit more of a matte finish, and I think looks a little bit better, but they are the same sculpt. You can see a little bit of difference in the blonde streaks, but again, essentially the same exact thing. And that is how he looks there. I don't really care for the civilian heads on the Power Rangers Lightning Collection figures. It's cool that they're included, but I don't really display them without, unless we have 2 versions. Like the 2 Yellow Rangers now, I'll have the second displayed with the Aisha head, or I might do the Trini head. I haven't really decided yet. And then we have 2 Red Lost Galaxy Leo, so one has one of the head sculpts on there and one has the helmeted look. But yeah, so there's the helmet look. I don't know what this symbol there in the front means. We get a little bit of gold there on the belt buckle. Then he has a holster for the Astro Blaster. And it just goes in there like so. And then just black throughout. So let's take a look at the Astro Blaster, because across the different releases of the In-Space Power Rangers figures, there's been a lot of inconsistency with these blasters. So here is the new one. And here is the one that came with Andros before. And it looks like we are about the same with these 2. So at least there's consistency between the 2 Andros figures. But I think like with the other releases of like Ashley, the Yellow Ranger, there was quite a few differences in hers and with like the silver paint and things like that. So here we have Red Ranger. Here we have Red Ranger in disguise. Okay, so looking at the articulation here, the helmet sits way far down on the neck peg, which is an issue across, you know, majority of the figures now at this point, and it sucks that Hasbro just doesn't really fix it. They fixed it on some, it's better on some, but on most of them, it's terrible. So you can't really look down, you can't really look up because the helmet just ends up hitting the body, which is unfortunate. You get a full rotation in there, and you get some pivot, and that's with the helmeted head. If we pop the Andros head on there, we're definitely not going to look up because of his long hair. We can look down a little bit though, so that's good. He can kind of twist and turn a little bit, but not a whole lot. And which one did I put on there? Oh, I put the older head on there. See, now I'm getting all confused having them side by side here. So here is the correct head on there, and you can look down the same. Looking at the shoulder, you can get the shoulder to go up quite a bit there. You get a full rotation. Of course, we have that butterfly joint in there, so you can get the arm to go back quite far, which is great. And he actually can come forward a little bit for some crossbody. Not a whole lot in the forward, but mostly in the back. You have an upper bicep swivel in there. You got a double jointed elbow like so. wrists swivel, and they do hinge. We both have the horizontal hinge. The upper diaphragm joint, he can pivot to his left that much. He can pivot to his right that much. You can go back a little bit. You can come forward a little bit, but when you use that inverted ab crunch and getting forward, he can bend down all the way, which is fantastic. Going back, he can go back a crazy amount there. No waist swivel, but we have a swivel at that diaphragm joint there, so you can get all kinds of twist motion. Legs go out that far apart. He can kick forward that far. Doesn't really go back a whole lot. Upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed knee, except that lower knee doesn't really want to bend. There we go, double jointed knee like so. We do have a boot swivel at the top of the boot. Foot hinges all the way down, a little bit of hinge up, but you have to work the foot around the boot. Ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So standard to what we know of the articulation on most of the Power Rangers, especially since it's basically the exact same as the Red Ranger here, or you know, the Black Ranger here. And well, it is different from Yellow Ranger, and this is the in-space team so far. We have all the Psycho Rangers now at this point too, with the release of the Silver Psycho. Even though he was only in one episode, we do need Silver Ranger Zing, which we know, or we assume, is a Walgreens exclusive at this point. I got the UPC, and I don't know if I still have it, but I was able to go into my local Walgreens store and confirm that it is in their system, and it was on order. But what that means as far as when they're going to get it and whatnot, I have no idea. It has released in China, and I guess there's some ways to order it. So I'm trying it out to see. I placed an order through a forwarding service, so hopefully I can get it, you know, relatively quick. I think within the next week and a half, 2 weeks. So I'm actually pretty excited for that. In Space was a fantastic season. Was my favorite season, even though MMPR really started and kicked it all off. In Space was just too damn good. It really, really was. So I highly recommend watching that season if you haven't. Okay, and here is Andros next to Astronema, his sister. Well, this is actually just guys. I put the Red Ranger in there in the jacket, and then here we have the Andros figure, because this is actually more accurate to the show. Even I went back and watched the clip of Lost Galaxy. Like, he was in his regular like spacesuit deal, whatever the normal uniform was. So it just this figure is just throwing me all off and doesn't make sense. You guys let me know down in the comments below if you know what this symbol on his chest is actually supposed to represent and mean, because I honestly have no idea. So this figure is really throwing me off. Because I didn't remember it. I just assumed that yes, he was wearing all black under the cloak from that episode, but he wasn't. So I'm all kinds of confused and don't really understand. But this is how really he looked in that episode. I just popped, you know, the extra interchangeable hands onto the Red Ranger figure. So this is kind of cool. You know, you'll be able to use it on whatever figure you'd like. But remember, in that episode, Goldar rips this off, and then boom, it's the Red Ranger. Oh my God, you know, that episode was crazy packed with all kinds of cameos. You know, we had Rita, we had Zed, Finster, Babu, and Frick. Squat and Babu, you know, they were in the episode as well. Goldar, I forget what's her name from Turbo. What was her name? I can't remember her name from Turbo off the top of my head. So, you know, all those villains and stuff were in there. I don't think the Machine Empire was there at that meeting, but that was, you know, with Dark Spectre and everything. So more in space figures. Okay, so not really a whole lot to go on with this figure. I don't get it. I was a little bit excited for it before. Now, not so much, because I'm just more confused than anything. Did Hasbro just kind of take on some liberties here and create something that they just wanted to create? I know the helmet for sure is. They just thought it was a fun addition to do. But the suit and everything like that, unless I'm really missing something, you guys let me know down in the comments below if there's any significance to it. Because I'm just not sure, and I'm really confused. When I think of Andros, this is what I think of, the Red Ranger suit. So I'm glad we didn't get another red suit, and I think this is cool. But you know, would have made more sense if they would have just done the suit again with the cloak over it, because that's how he truly was in the disguise. But I think it's cool that we get soft goods. You know, it's not too often that a figure will have soft goods. So I'm happy that we got it, but you guys let me know down in the comments below your thoughts. Were you able to order it? Were you not able to order it? You know, make sure to go to the video description and get that link and bookmark it, set that notification, so hopefully you can get it. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. As always, thank you for watching.